Good evening, and thank you for coming. I know this has been a really packed day, so your diligence in being here is very much appreciated. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sue Mitchell Counts. George is my husband, and I am a student of Healing Touch. And when I came here, I started offering Healing Touch, and the demand became so great that I needed help. And so I went looking, and I found a wonderful person named Lori Bell, who is here tonight to talk about Healing Touch. Do you want to flip the slide to your... As you can see on the screen, she's not only a Healing Touch certified practitioner, which, by the way, is like getting your master's in astroscience. She's a Reiki master, a Himalayan sound bowl therapy, mandala facilitator, certified Zentangle teacher, intuitive and energetic readings, married for 46 years, has 2 sons. She's grandmother of the year, retired elementary music teacher, native Montana, and a lover of cats. I'm going to turn it over to Lori, and I'll be back a little bit to talk more.
Thank you. Sue has been incredible, as well as Horizon House welcoming me. I have been here since April 2025, offering Healing Touch once a month. And the first time I walked into this building, the vibrancy, the welcomeness was palpable. So thank you. I might not have experienced your smile, your graciousness, but Horizon House has truly been welcoming, and I thank you for that. I thank Sue for all the tireless ideas and get up and go, trying to bring Healing Touch to Horizon House. So with that, let's get to the heart of it. What is Healing Touch? Healing Touch is a gentle, holistic energy modality, and it's all about helping you feel amazing. Physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. How does it start? Where does Healing Touch start? Right here. The heart. Healing Touch is a heart-centered, caring relationship between a client and the practitioner, and the client and practitioner come together energetically to facilitate and aid in the client's healing and well-being. Reiki, Healing Touch, Therapeutic Touch, you might have heard any one of those 3, are all energy modalities that complement, not take the place of, complement medical treatment. They are not an alternative to traditional medical practice. Is that better? Thank you. I appreciate you telling me. All right. Okay. There we go. And there's the heart. Energy exists in everything. It's around animals. It's around plants. Here's a photograph of the energy of the leaf. And science has proven that each one of us has an energy field, a biomagnetic field around us. And that's what I work with, is your biomagnetic field. Sue, can I stay there? Can I show them where your field is? It's right there. Her field starts right there. It can be anywhere from here to 18 to 24 inches. There was a period of time in 2011 I got very sick. I adore kids. I'm an elementary music teacher. And my kids and I would hop, skip, jump, drum, compose, play recorders, orff instruments. We didn't have chairs. We just didn't sit down. We're always moving. Well, one day I was fine. The next day I wasn't. I had pain all over my body. I went to the medical profession. They gave me all kinds of diagnoses. And my PC, who used to be an acupuncturist, said, has anybody figured out one day you were fine, the next day you hurt? I said, no. He said, well, why don't you try a naturopath? Long story short, blood tests, severe food allergies. Severe food allergies. And with that diagnosis, and I was involved with my Healing Touch journey, I went to another Healing Touch practitioner. She couldn't find my aura. She couldn't find my biomagnetic field. And as I got better and my body healed, and she worked with me, then it became apparent, but it was like concrete. And then it turned into feeling like cheesecloth. And then it turned into my normal biomagnetic feel. How does that feel? Kind of like a bubble. Kind of like a bubble around you. Okay? So there's your biomagnetic field. We call that an aura. We have inner energy centers. And the red one down at the bottom is in the pelvic area. That's called a chakra number 1. About an inch below the belly button is chakra number 2. Chakra number 3 is the middle of the body. We have the heart chakra, throat chakra, the brow, the crown. Each one of those chakras is like a little library. It has recorded you physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And not all the chakras, the one at the bottom looks red, then you've got orange, yellow, and so on. That's not always the case. Depending what's happened to you that day, this heart chakra might be green. Maybe you found a new love of your life. And this chakra is open, it's expanded, it's vibrant, it's excited. It changes, the chakras change. So our human energy system, we have the physical body, we have the biomagnetic field, our aura, we have the chakras, and we also have meridians, energy meridians. These chakras form the interface between the different layers of energy and the physical. These chakras connect with the life force called meridians, which intersect through the entire body and relate to the nervous and endocrine systems. Depending on the culture, you might have heard energy called prana. You might have heard it called chi. You might have heard it called life force or universal energy. Illness in the system, illness in the human energy system is caused by an imbalance of energy or blocking of the flow of energy. It is believed, there is a belief that the potential illness appears out here in your energy field before it makes physical manifestation, as we call disease. So, if one of your chakras is blocked, compromised in any way, these are some of the physical symptoms you might experience. I'm not going to read the entire list to you. I'll just highlight a couple. For the root chakra, the one here in the pelvic area. It might mean poor circulation. It might mean issues with metabolism. The sacral, the second chakra, which is the one right below the belly button, you might experience lower back pain, a lack of energy, digestive problems. The solar plexus right here, you might experience indigestion, frequent illness, liver problems, high blood pressure. And the heart chakra, chronic fatigue, heart-related issues, anxiety, depression. The throat problems, cold symptoms, thyroid imbalances. The brow, some people call the third eye. You might have ear and eye issues, balance issues. And the seventh, which is the crown, up here, above the head slightly, about 6 inches. You might experience dizziness, vision issues, memory problems, and so on. I'm sorry? Fiddlesticks. Is that better? Thank you for telling me. Keep telling. When I'm teaching, I do Zentangle at my old school where I retired. And I just say, if you can't see me, because we use a dock camera, if you can't see it, just tell me, Mrs. Bell, we can't see it. You're not in the camera. So thank you. I appreciate it. All right.
When I was in Cincinnati, I had a good friend who introduced me to Healing Touch, but I have to tell you his story first. He's an aeronautical engineer, professor of aeronautical engineering, actually, whose wife had surgery on her knee. And someone came into the hospital and said, "Would you like Healing Touch?" And she said, "I have no idea what you're talking about, so what is it?" So they gave her a brief explanation, and she said, "Sure." Well, she had such a good experience with it that when she recovered, she took all of the classes. Meanwhile, he's standing next to her going, "You really think you know what you're doing? Give me a break. I'm a scientist." She said, "It works." So he said, "Okay, I'm going to prove that it doesn't." So he did the research, and I'm going to read to you what he wrote about why Healing Touch works. He went on to become a certified practitioner of Healing Touch and organized Healing Touch in Cincinnati that is phenomenal compared to what I find here. Donald Stouffer is a doctorate and a professor of aeronautical engineering and a certified Healing Touch professional. He's the author of Why Does Healing Touch Work? A model for the scientific basis of the physiological changes developed by a healing touch treatment can be extracted from acupuncture research. In acupuncture, healing is stimulated by the insertion of fine needles at special points on meridians that are usually activated with a tiny current. This current stimulates the flow of qi, or pulses of electrical energy that travel along the meridians and neurological pathways to the cells. It has been shown that this current stimulates the release of endorphins and the secretion of hormones, serotonin, and other chemicals at the cellular level. The effects of acupuncture are well established. An NIH, that's National Institute of Health, panel recently reviewed over 200 research papers and concluded that acupuncture helps relieve postoperative nausea and vomiting, postoperative dental pain, and nausea and vomiting following chemotherapy. In addition, the panel concluded that acupuncture was a suitable part of treatment for drug and alcohol addiction, stroke rehabilitation, headache, menstrual cramps, tennis elbow, general muscle pain, osteoarthritis, low back pain, carpal tunnel syndrome, and asthma. It is reasonable to expect these results to also apply to Healing Touch. When a practitioner centers to do a Healing Touch treatment, there is a mind-body connection where the mental processes stimulate the body's bioelectric field. So let's talk about what is centering. Centering is the focused intent to hold a point of reference through the heart, head, and hands. The focus is on healing throughout the entire person. Maxwell's law, a well-documented effect of physics, states that the flow of electrical charges creates both an electrical field and a magnetic field. And Maxwell's equations show how these effects are related. Thus, the human energy system is a bioelectromagnetic field. The flow between a person's two hands is a biomagnetic field flow. The aura is subtle biomagnetic field or biofield. During a treatment, the practitioner's biofield interacts with the client's biofield and changes occur in the client's electrical field. This produces a change in the client's chemical balance at the cellular level. Chemicals are released and physiological changes result. The cell's structure and function are changed. Drug and food produce changes at the cellular level by directly changing the chemical balance. And emotional trauma impacts the body through bioelectromagnetic and physiological changes that are stimulated by the thought processes. Healing touch is not magic. The effects of the modality are similar to acupuncture. It can be thought of as a bioelectromagnetic massage to stimulate bioelectromagnetic and physiological changes in the client at the cellular level to promote healing. The Healing Touch program teaches how to prepare and manage the practitioner's bioelectromagnetic field to create change in the bioelectromagnetic field of the client. If you don't think that's from a scientist, look me up later.
Thank you. So what's happening during a healing touch session? She just told you. The biomagnetic field of myself with the intention and the client facilitate and aid in the client's healing. We're electrical chemical beings and abide by the laws of quantum physics. Physics says energy can move through and in objects, including humans and animals. In energy healing modalities, healings occur by intention and the impetus of the practitioner's energy direction. Energy is experienced as vibration, heat, and magnetism. Before beginning, energy workers, we always ask permission to touch the client. So I don't have to actually touch Ruth. Sue, you're Ruth. I can just be in her energy field and get a sense of what's going on. Yeah. Using my hands, I can touch or lightly move over the body. And I work to align, clear, cleanse, and balance the energy field of the client so that healing is facility. Healing touch, my role is not to heal you. My role is to work with your energy field, your chakras, to clear them, balance them, harmonize them, so that your body can take over and heal. So you have a clean, cleansed energy field. The energy centers are all cleansed. So now your body can be in the most optimum position to heal. Healing touch, therapeutic touch, and Reiki. These are all energetic techniques. Many do stress reduction and relaxation to promote healing of mind, body, and spirit. Healing touch is a credited energy medicine modality. As Sue alluded, there are some energy modalities out there. You take a workshop Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and you're done. You have tools, and that is true. Reiki is that, and there's different levels. Reiki 1, 2, and 3, and master level. But in healing touch, it's much more demanding. In order to get certified, you have to have over 100 sessions. They all have to be documented, and you have to cross your T's and dot your I's. And if you don't, they give it back to you and say, do it over. You have a case study that you need to do. You have a client and that you go through and through several sessions. And again, you are documenting. You have books to read. You have professionals that I had to go see. Oh, that's why they did that. That is a really good idea. Healing Touch was developed by a nurse in Colorado, and she practiced energy-based care beginning in the 1980s. Based on the idea that universal life force energy flows through all of us, and that balancing this energy promotes health and healing. Come on. Healing Touch is non-invasive. There are no procedures. It just offers a gentle, holistic way of healing. It's effective. Research has shown that Healing Touch facilitates the relaxation response, enhances the healing process. Healing Touch restores balance and harmony to our natural biofield without the use of drugs, pharmaceuticals. It's economical. Don't need any equipment. I can work somebody on a chair. I had a friend, we took a walk, something happened. I worked on her on a park bench. Of course, the massage table is nice. I went to Montana to visit my family, and one of my members said, could you work on this? I said, fine, let's go to the bedroom. Put her on the bed. That's that. So you really don't need anything. What's a sequence? I'm going to zip through this really fast because we're going to show you for real what happens. And each session is fit to your needs because we talk and we come to a mutual understanding of what's needed. Okay? You wear comfortable clothes. We put you on the table or in a chair. Again, we go over your health history, your goals. I do an energetic assessment. I literally take my hand and say, oh, the first chakra is compromised. Now, if I had more time, I'm intuitive and I can see the color of that chakra. I can see if it's spinning slow, medium, or fast. Is it spinning clockwise? Is it spinning counterclockwise? Then we administer the Healing Touch techniques. I do a post after the session energetic assessment. Have things changed? Are things at a more vibrant energy? Then we debrief, and then we might discuss some different self-care plans. The energy work that we do, the balancing, cleansing, clearing that we do lasts up to 3 days. And drinking water is a good thing. I had a client, I'd worked with her 4 or 5 times, and one particular time she got off the table and she said, I don't feel any different. I said, okay, yeah, just be aware, drink lots of water, we'll see you. We'll see you next week. Came back next week and was talking. She said, I told you I didn't feel any different. Yeah. 7:30 that night, there was a shift. There was a change. I said, good to know. You never know what's going to happen. So, science-backed benefits of Healing Touch. I've got several of these slides. I'll go through these. The other ones I'm going to skip through quickly. Healing Touch can reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. It can effectively reduce symptoms, providing emotional support, enhancing overall well-being. It supports cancer care. In cancer care, Healing Touch effectively alleviates pain, lowers fatigue, improves mood, offering vital support during challenging treatments. It alleviates symptoms of pain. Healing Touch is effective in managing both acute and chronic pain, offering natural relief and improving quality of life. I can't tell you how many times I've had clients on my table and we've worked on something specifically for pain. And on a scale from 1 to 10, they come at a 6. And when they leave, they might be at a 2. Healing touch promotes relaxation and eases stress. Healing touch has been shown to effectively reduce stress levels, offering calming benefits for life's stressful moments. It boosts immune function. Preliminary research suggests that healing touch may support the immune system by reducing stress, enhancing overall resilience, and improve surgical outcomes. Healing touch has been used before. So if you have a healing touch session before surgery, your energetic field around and your chakras have been cleansed. You're in the best energetic optimum being, and you go into surgery, you come back out, you've got the anesthesia, right? You've got pain. Healing touch has techniques that we clear, that's the word, thank you. We clear that anesthesia and get it out of your system as quick as we can. Obviously, pain techniques as well. Healing touch benefits, some of these we've already touched on. Activate self-healing. Open the chakras, relieve tension, support, reduce effects of trauma, chronic pain, support the dying process, decrease stress, anxiety during transitional change. And I've alluded to this already, preoperative relaxation, a session before operation, clearing the anesthesia from the energy, post-operatively, obviously dealing with pain. And by cleaning and clearing all of that after your surgery or health event, you accelerate the healing process. So, if you'll just take your hands, yep, and just have them face your palms. You see, okay, and just go like this. Come on, together, fast, up and down, around. Okay, stop. Now take your hands apart. What do you feel? Tingling. Warmth. Yep. Sensation. Yeah. That's energy. Right there. That's it. Right there. Okay? My icon's not there. I don't know where it is. So there's a video on this slide, and there was an arrow icon that would start the video. So I don't know on the computer what. That's the next slide. Yeah, it was. Because I checked it before. So could it be because of these things? Can we go back to the side slides? Would it be on the side slides? There it is. Should have tried this before. Yep, didn't think about it. It's not going to work. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. I'm sorry. I had a little video of a hospital setting where nurse and doctor were doing a healing touch session in the hospital. Drats. All right. Ruth has graciously agreed to let me put her on the table, and I'm going to do an abbreviated version of a healing touch session so you know what's going on. Okay? No, leave it. You can leave them on. That's okay. You'll be warm. You'll be warm. You want to just sit there for a minute? Up here. And just sit there. So Ruth has come into my healing room, and I have given her a piece of paper, which basically she signed. The paper says, Healing Touch is not a religion. Healing Touch is not in place of medical treatment. And yes, I give you permission to touch me, and yes, I give you permission to do this session. She and I have already done that, okay? Then I do an intake form. So it's kind of like when you go to the doctor, and they sort of do an intake form and take all the vitals and all the pertinent important information. Same thing with Healing Touch. I say, tell me what I need to know for this session. Well, I have da-da-da and da-da-da, do-da-ba-da, da-ba-dee, da-do-da-ba-da-ba-da, and I write it down, okay? And I say, okay, so what would you like us to work on? Because it's an us thing. It's not me. It's an us thing. Because we're going to connect energetically, and Healing Touch will help facilitate clear, cleanse, and balance, okay? So we both have a goal, an intention, okay? And I now have her lay down on the table. Okay, is that comfortable? Okay, we get her all comfortable. All right. This is a funny thing, but it's a funny thing. I'm going to pull on her jeans. This gets all the wrinkles out. It makes it so much more comfortable. If she wants, she can have a sheet or a blanket so that she's comfortable. So now we have a mutual goal. All right. I do an energetic assessment. I find out where her aura is. It's right there on this side. I go all the way around because it might not be even. Right there. Right there. And right there. Okay. I'm writing all of this down on her intake form. So I have a record. I won't remember. I sort of get into a zone. You know what I mean? And so I just I'm not one of these people that yaks during the session. I really am tuning in and stuff. So now I'm going to see about her chakras. And we have minor chakras. We have chakras in our feet. We have chakras in our hands. So I'm going to So some of her chakras are compromised. These are the two minor ones, but I'm checking these joints as well. Technically, they're not chakras. Some people do. I had a 90-year-old woman, never seen her before. I offered healing touch through Parks and Rec in Edmonds. She got on my table and I put my hand here. Oh my goodness gracious. Her eyes opened up and she said, "Boy, did I feel that." I hadn't even started hardly. So some people are very sensitive. You put me on the table, I don't feel a thing. Okay, so let's see about so this is not compromised. This is compromised. Compromised. Not compromised. In fact, Ruth gave me permission. I could tell you, when I get to this, it's not compromised. Her heart. I get pictures. So her heart is expansive. It's very open, very gentle, and just like that. Not compromised. Not compromised. Compromised. Okay, so then I've written all this down. I've got her aura, I've got her chakras, and then based on our conversation, our mutual goal, then I know what technique to do. But before I do anything, if you notice, I really haven't touched her. I have on purpose, not stayed away, but been somewhat aloof. I wasn't ready for us to me to mingle energetically. Now I'm going to I'm going to ground, attune, and center to Ruth. And it's going to sound weird, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So I've done this enough that I put my hands on, and it's like her energy crawls up my arm. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't tingle. I just sense it. I see it, and I know that we're in tune with each other. But that being said, before I even meet Ruth, I have meditated. Call it meditation, call it prayer, call it intention, call it quiet time. I have, yes, Healing Touch, they're scientific based, and forgive me if I've gone off script, but Healing Touch for me is a sacred thing. Whatever you believe in, it is a sacred thing to me, and I feel like I have been called to do this work and honor this work. And so anyway, so center. And there it is. So I'm going to do an abbreviated version. Forgive me, at first I'm going to have my back to you, but I'll go on the other side so you can see. Okay? And yes, I can can you hear? Can you hear? You can feel the energy through clothes. You can feel the energy through shoes. If I were to have to do something like right here and put my hand underneath, I can, the energy can, not me, but the energy can go through her body and stuff. So yes, I can, you don't, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have a sheet on, a blanket on. Okay, so she just opened up. She just opened up really quick, really quick. Her body responded really, really quick. Yeah, there it is. There it is again. So I'll start on this side. So the intent is to run energy through from her hip down to her ankle. This has already been opened, her foot. Again, she's responding very fast. The energy is going like this, and it's a combination of green and yellow. So I don't need to spend very much time there because it's open and it's flowing. It's flowing, it's not blocked. So this does not have the same travel energy path. This is blue. It's a little heavier in density. But it's open and it's flowing. So that's open, it's flowing, it's not blocked. Okay, that's open. All right, now we're going to go from the root chakra to the sacral, first and second chakra. The sacral's already open, the root's coming. There it goes. So we're going to go sacral to solar plexus, the third chakra. So the sacral, the second chakra, continues to be open. The solar plexus is taking its time. Come on, baby. There it goes. Solar plexus to heart. Yeah, both open. So we're going to left arm, wrist to shoulder. There it goes. Okay. Okay. Almost done. So I'm going to heart to throat. Oh, that was quick. Okay. So everything is open, clear, cleansed. Um, so for today's purposes, I'm going to go and smooth her energy field. So then I kind of did it while we were going, but I go back and I do a post after the session is over, post energetic assessment. Root, sacral second, solar plexus third, heart, throat, brow, and everything's spinning. Everything's spinning clockwise. And it can be a slow spin or a really, really fast spin, but everything is open and spinning. So I've smoothed out her energy field. I've done a post energetic assessment, and now I release myself. Okay. And to ground her, to bring her back. People have been known to go to sleep on the table. Perfectly fine. And I give her a minute or two or 30 seconds to feel comfortable opening up her eyes. Ask her how she's doing. And thank you very much again. You want to sit up? I'll move this out of the way. So in full disclosure, I've met Ruth several. Oh, sorry. Where is it? Do you want to share anything, or do you want to get down?
Well, one of the biggest things. One of the biggest things I noticed this time that I didn't notice as much other times that I've been with Lori, I kept feeling like she was holding my feet the whole time. I mean, that there was, I don't know, they were getting really warm. And my feet are always cold. So, I mean, even in shoes, usually I was in stocking feet on here, but it was just, it was much stronger this time than, even though I'm in front of everybody.
Sometimes that's called a phantom touch, where you start, the practitioner starts someplace and moves elsewhere, but for whatever reason, that touch is still there.
I mean, it was in my feet, but it felt like it was flowing through my legs too. But I mean, I don't know. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Are there other people have questions?
So many questions, but the one I want to ask now is, are there any studies that indicate the effectiveness of this treatment on bipolar disorders, psychological disorders?
I'd have to research. I wouldn't be surprised.
It probably does, but I
don't
don't know for sure.
At their fingertips.
First of all, I want to say I'm a family physician, and I've had to train myself since 1970, exploring alternative things that are outside of the main medical field. So I've been a member of the American Holistic Medical Association, and first of all, I saw what you did, and I agree with everything that you said. I think I have learned that that's the way it works, that the energy fields and all that sort of thing. And in going through all of that, I ended up going to the New England, New England School for Homeopathy, so I'm a competent homeopath as well, which is in the same ballpark. And the other interesting thing is, I've always been interested and had an intention to heal the people. And I discovered when I really have that intention, that my hands, even in cold weather, become really hot. And you can move all that. That's great. The other thing I saw you do, which I really appreciate, is you discarded the excess energy while you were doing it. I could see you do it. You flip it down, get that stuff away, which I don't know if you know the master healer Olga Warrell, who could heal people tremendously well. And one of the important things is that you have to release the excess energy back into the universe. or else if you accumulate too much of it, it may get you in trouble. So I consider you to be, by the other way, toward the end of my career, I was an associate professor at George Washington University in the Center for Complementary Medicine, and we had Reiki people and a whole bunch of stuff. It was really a very useful thing. I'm so glad that in the before the turn of the century, you could have a place like that in a major university.
I'd like to know how you distinguish the subject's aura from your own, because you have internal electromechanical neurotransmission that's going on all the time. And I know I have an aura because I have more than one radio. They all get King FM without any trouble. One only gets King FM if I'm lying in my bed 2 feet away from the bookcase that the radio's on top. If I move 6 inches either way, it fades away. So I mean, I know I have an aura, but I'm curious about where yours stops and the other person starts, and how you distinguish it. Thank you.
On. That's a good question. I've never thought about it. I just know that their aura, your aura, is like a bubble, and I can feel that thin barrier right there. My hand, my aura doesn't interfere. I'm sure I'm probably not answering question, but my aura is not. Well, part of it is when we do a session, it's for their highest good and do no harm. So it's like, yeah, I'm just a conduit. I'm just a means, not to minimize what's done, but they take center stage. So it's like, I could tune into me, and I can tell you that my aura, my root chakra right now is yellow, but that's not where we're at right now. So it's all about them and being aware with them in the present moment, do no harm for highest good.
And I think in addition to that, you need to understand that the meditation we do before we start Healing Touch is a part of that clearing of us and focusing on the one you're treating.
I also noticed some of your hand motions, and I was going to ask about the discard one, but I also noticed at one point you pointed away. And what did that do?
It's a transpersonal point. It's the point from her crown chakra out, connectedness.
It's about 18 inches
Yeah.
ahead,
Yeah.
above the crown.
Okay.
It's a part of her energy field.
And
So, go ahead.
the other question I had was, does anything negative ever happen?
Yes. Where I am guided. I'm guided intuitively during a session. I'm guided by Jesus is my healing guide. A lot of times the angels will help me and stuff. So that being said, there are times when I don't listen and I do a particular technique, and while it does no harm, it perhaps was not the best at the time. And in full disclosure, because I'm intuitive, I can see things that they might not want to know. So, is that bad? Is that bad or is that good?
Do you share that with them?
I do. And if it's somebody I've been with for a while and they they understand. Yes. Yes.
Wouldn't that be the price of being a healer?
Well, say it again so that the rest of the people can hear.
Isn't that part of the price of being a healer?
Forgive me, but I don't believe I'm a healer. I'm a conduit as a means to help you on all levels, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, heal yourself. So I appreciate, I do understand what you're saying. So, yeah, thank you.
In terms of seeing things, so when you look out over this audience, do you see rainbows of colors? Do you see people's auras? I was in a class once, and there were only like 13 of us, and the teacher was saying, and since he was a child, he didn't know that everybody didn't see colors around people. He thought, oh, everybody does this. No. And so he came to me and he said, oh, you have a nice beige aura. I said, are you kidding me? Because inside I'm just hopping with, nervousness. And I would have never guessed in a million years that the aura would be beige. And for that, to me, was a real disconnect, that the outside wasn't connecting for me with the inside. So the first question, when you look out here, do you see different colors around us?
Not unless I tune in.
Not
Not unless I intentionally tune in. I'm on purpose have this
Shield.
shield.
I'm not sure I understand. Not unless you tune us?
In tune in.
She has a shield. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That she can raise or lower, and she lowers it.
Yeah.
Are there other questions?
Thank you. Does Ruth now feel centered? Is that the purpose, some of the purpose of this healing touching?
For sure, I always feel centered. I mean, I feel very relaxed and kind of floating a little bit or something. And happy, I don't feel weighed down by some of the stuff that I usually give myself in my head.
You at the beginning you talked about you have your intentions. Both you and she have an intention for this session, but you didn't tell us what the intention was.
Ruth and I met before you came,
Yes.
and I told her that this was a demonstration.
Yep.
Did Ruth and I set up an intention before this demo? We did not.
Okay.
But
Well, give me an example of.
you come in and you tell me you have just had hip surgery.
Right.
And I have pain and it's at a 6 and I have this and this going on. And I say to you, what would you like us to work on? And you say, I would like you to work on my pain level. So that's what we work on. Now, the technique that I used tonight is an overall, it's called a chakra connection, and his intent is to open, clean, cleanse, and harmonize all the chakras, get the energy flowing. So when I've done an energetic assessment at the beginning, I take all of that into account. Oh, chakras 1, 5, 7 are all blocked. So I need to do a chakra connection, and I'm going to work on her hip and the energy from her hip down on her left leg where the surgery was, and see if we can get take care of the pain. And does that help? It does get more specific than that.
Well, let me give you an example of what I'm dealing with right now. I've had artificial hips and knees done. They're fine. That was done 25, 30 years ago. The last 2 months, I've had, 30 years ago, a podiatrist told me that the bones in my feet were dissolving, to which I said, what? And he said, but you don't have any pain, so just get good shoes. Well, now I'm having pain. And is this something that would respond to, it's like really bad pain?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Don't let Sue fool you. She is a nurse. She obviously understands human physiology, et cetera, way better than I do. And she has years and years of healing touch. So she is an accomplished healing touch practitioner in her own right.
Practitioner is probably not the right word for me, because I have not taken the last 2 classes or done 100 documented cases as she has. So I'm a student of healing touch. But thank you, Lori.
Any other questions? You have been delightful, so patient, so kind.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
One last thing, if you're interested in a healing touch treatment by Lori, see Jess at the front desk to get an appointment.